Today I'm going to be sharing with you the best method to make intricate and complex compositions within Stable Diffusion. This is a method that I've been using for a while now. I know other people use it as well, but I don't see it talked about too much. So I want to break it down for everybody who might be new to this stuff and hopefully help you create much more interesting pieces that don't look like crap. So for this method, all you're going to need are ControlNet, which you should have already, and Gimp. Both are free, so as long as you have those two, you should be good. Now what I like to do is generate a series of images. Normally I'll start with a 768 by 512, and we'll use that as kind of the base layer, and then we'll drop it down to 512 by 512 and generate as many images as you want to put in your composition. And alternatively, you can also use Google Image and just put it straight into ControlNet, or you can also do that with pictures that you've taken yourself. So I'm gonna time lapse through this stuff until I have all the images that I want in my final composition. Once you're satisfied with your image, you're just going to click it, drag it over here to ControlNet, enable, go to line art. You're going to switch it to line art realistic, hit the little boom button. Now you're going to right click, save. I'm going to put it on my desktop and then I'll just name it tree. Now what you're going to do is go to your desktop, put it in here, and now that you have your base layer, you can generate your additional images and kind of overlay them here and work them into the scene. So I'm going to do that now. Alright, now we've got all our pictures saved and we can go ahead and start composing. Alright, so we have this. I'm honestly not thrilled about it, but we'll see what we end up with. Now we're going to drag this final composition here back into ControlNet. Remember to turn off the preprocessor since there's nothing to preprocess. And now we're going to go back up here. You can do this with the prompt box completely blank, and sometimes it'll do a good job of figuring out what you wanted. But what I find works better is describing every piece of the scene in detail. So I'll say something like computer monitors, robot, trees, totem, just so it has a little bit of context, even if it might not understand the relationship between all the things in this scene, because there really is no relationship, which is why we need to do something like this in the first place. So I think I'm gonna go with Rev Animated. It's a good art model. We have everything all situated here. We're gonna see what we end up with. Scratch that. I forgot my LoRa's and some style words. That's better. Depending on what LoRa's you use, it could change the entire composition, so I recommend starting with a low weight and going up if you need. Actually, just looking at it now, I can see these monitors need to be brought into the background a lot more. Alright, honestly, for first generation, this is really good. Better than I was expecting. The monitors obviously got obscured quite a bit, but we can always in-paint that, or what I like to do now is just go into ControlNet and do it this way. Sorry, ControlNet plus image to image. So now we're going to select my prompt is more important. We're going to turn down our denoise quite a bit, around there. Alright, I'm just going to leave it like this for the sake of time. If I cared a lot more, I would either in-paint this or put this image back into Gimp, overlay the computer monitors again, and then, you know what, I'll just show you. Why not? Oops. Alright, so we are going to go into photos here. We're going to take this puppy, and then we're also going to take the original picture of the computer monitors that we used, resize this, and we're going to overwrite the original image, and now get off that. Obviously this looks quite ugly as is, but we're going to turn up our denoise strength now, and hopefully we end up with something that looks a bit more like computer monitors. It doesn't always work out that way, it's just the way she goes sometimes. I guess my man's got an ultra wide out there in the forest, but that is definitely what I was going after here. So with this being all set now, we're gonna upscale it. So we can change this over to tile, choose balanced again, turn the control weight down. I usually go around 0.5 for tiling. We're gonna select ultimate SD upscale, scale from image size, scale by 1.5 times, choose an upscaler of your choice. I'm gonna use my favorite. Now we're going to turn down our denoise even more, and we're going to remove parts of the prompt that aren't, I guess, what you would call scene modifiers, like lighting, style, things like that. But things like enchanted forest, we don't need anything about the subject or the computer monitors. Can leave the cables and wires stuff, and leave all your LoRa's, otherwise the context will be lost. And you can also try this leaving all your prompt as it was. I've done that before. It usually turns out fine, but sometimes as you go bigger, upscaling it, you'll just get random little AI nonsense throughout the image. So I like to just do it this way. Alright, so I ended up upscaling it, I guess 3 times, because I did 1.5 times twice. And this is what we ended up with. Normally, I'd go larger, but I'm not really too attached or committed to this composition, so I'm gonna stop here. But I hope you guys learned something. If I helped even one of you out, then it was worth making this video. So yeah, if you like the video, like the video. Peace.